Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I am going to be showing you guys how to make a simple four corners game. You know the game where you try and jump onto the a square without it dying? That one. So I'm gonna do two things in this video. Today we are doing the four corners and the key dispenser gambling thing. The one where you put the key in and then like that, and then I'll just show you it. So for the four corners, I'll now show you what you need. I'll line them all up. So we'll need one of these, four of these. I'm just going to be grabbing it as I'm doing it. So one of those, four of those. Alright. The spikes, the retractable spikes from the tech web, you'll need four of them. I'll stack them up like this. You don't need to do anything that I'm doing right now. I'm just showing you what you will be needing for the four corners. And this is basically all you need, but you will need 6 more things, I think. So you'll need a button, right? A randomizer, right? This randomizer, you'll need it to be set up like this when we are ready. So yeah, so this is all of the things that you need. Of course you can use paintbrushes, but you don't need them, but you can use them. So we'll do red, or wait, no, we'll do red, yellow, green, and blue. We'll do that. So first thing that we need to do is that you'll need 2 wooden blocks, just like so. You want to place it just like this. I'll build it right over here. You want to go dink, tap, boom. Just like so. Then, you want to go over here. You want to grab the wireless receiver, or is it the transmitter? I'm not sure, but it's this one. You want to build it just like so, so that activates that. So yeah. And then, after we have that, we want to grab the wooden things. You don't need the wooden things, I'm just building it like this. You don't need it, that's why I didn't put it there. There is different designs, but then you want to grab one of these and place it up just like this in all of the different corners. So that doesn't really matter what corners they go into, as long as they go into 4 different corners. Also, the button in the middle, right over here, will need to be painted any color. I'm just doing it as white. So yeah. Now we've got a working thing like this, right? You can paint it any color of these. And then you want to grab one of these. You want to look around until you find this right up here. This goes very snugly right there. Then you want to have those just like so. That bit goes snug like that. You don't want to hear the but thing. So then you just want to go dink that doom. So now the game doesn't work, but you're close to it. Now you just want to paint the colors. So blue, green, red, and then yellow. If you're building this in a public, I would recommend to change this yellow to any other color. It doesn't really need to be the same colors. But then, now we've got this. So you want to do this and paint that white. And then you want to have this set up, just like so. Doesn't need to be, it can be a long ways just like that, or it can be like how I'm doing it. Doesn't really matter, I'm doing both. So then we want the one right here white, the one over here blue. Is that the right blue? Yep. So we just need to keep one is yellow, green, That is the right green, right? I think it is. Yeah. And then red. So, now that we've got all of those, now you want to press this button. Now you hear that? So, I'll press the button and go over here. Right? So it makes the randomizer, then it was red. You can use a death teleporter to make it an actual map. There's multiple different versions I've seen. I've seen the ones where it is a door that drops down. But I think this one is the best one because what it could happen is that, let's say that you're just playing it, right? I'll go into play mode real quick. Cut right here. Now that after we're in play mode, you go like this. It's randomizing. I'll go over here. So if I were to go like this, and I just go onto blue again, and it's green, then you'll be highlighted, and then you have to sit out for the round. Of course, some people will be really bad, and they won't end up doing that. So now, what you want to do is you just want to cut here, go back into creative mode, and then you want to do, very simple. This step is optional. You do not need to do this. So the optional step contains of that you'll need a death teleporter, the recall teleporter, and the transmitters in that. So if you die, let's say that you go over here, right, and then you're unable to play for the rest of the round, right? Then after everybody dies, how do they go into the next round? I'm gonna add a button at the end of this that will put you onto the next round. Very simple. So you can do it like this. I'm gonna make it go like very long, and then you can add a teleporter or a recall. Doesn't really matter. I think we're gonna do teleporter so that when they die, so you can get the recall, or you can do that. I'm gonna pause the video there, and then I'm gonna do that. So then you want to grab this one so that you can go in, but you can't go back out. So then you want to go up a bit, just, just a little bit. Is this good? Maybe one more. Okay. And then you want to find out where the middle of it is. So I'd say right about here, and then place down the teleporter. So now, let's say you're playing. You die. Alright. You enter the tube, you go into the tube. Oh man, I died. Then you go in here, you fall, and then you're back in the game. Game ends if all players die. Oh man. So, that's the very simple 4 corners. You can edit it any way you want, but the wiring, you can make it different, but this one's the most fair, and that you can't change. Well, you can, but yeah. Now it's time for the game you might be seeing in a bunch of different wilds that contains a lot of these. So really, it's just these games where it's like, okay, this key, you press it, you try and go into this one, then you need to go on, then you need to go into this one, then this one, then this one, then this one. And you might be wondering, how do I make that? So first, I'm just gonna do all of the neon paints. That. This. That, just as for red. Neon red is the best color. Neon blue. Neon pink. Neon purple. And And then right here, you can make it an item dispenser if you want, or you can make it anything. I'm just gonna make it an item dispenser. So, like I said, you need a setup just like this. You can really make this color anything. I'm gonna make it black key. So then, you want to go like this on all of them. Even this one. So instead of making it 100% you get that item, we're going to make it so that it's a, you might, but we're not 100% sure you will. So we've got it like this, that you press the key, you get it. You go like that. But now we need to work on the wiring. The wiring, you can use as much space as you want, but I think we're just going to do one block just like so. So, comes in like, we're going to have wiring all just like this. And make sure that it's like this. Input this way, output up and bottom. We don't want anything to like this, because this, it breaks it. So then, after we've got that, you want to go very simply, just like so. And you want to go like this if you want. Wait, no, it just connects through the top. Yeah, it just connects through the top. So then you want to go all the way down, just like so. And then you want to go neon yellow, neon yellow, neon black, neon black, neon white, neon white, neon green, neon green, neon orange, neon orange. And if you get what I'm seeing here, it's every other one. So this one, it dispenses the key, it randomizes, you get the key. If you don't, well, you don't. And then you just keep on going like that until you don't get the key. And if it's neon red here, you don't put the neon red back in here. You put it in here. Very simple. In my opinion, so many people have asked, how do you make it? But it's, in reality, it's super simple. You can also just, like, paint this or, like, add an outline or something like that. But you don't need to, really. You can also do this with, item acceptors, but I don't own those, and that's just, you don't need to. You know? So. Oh, I was about to go like that. Nope. It is this color, is it? No. Don't mind me, I'm just trying to find the right color. No, it's the next one. There we go. So, next time you are wanting to see how one of these machines are made, just watch this video. And remember, but always remember this. Remember, if you were to put in a key, and then instantly put in a key right after, it will not work. Watch out for that, because it'll take like a second or two for this to finish putting in the output, causing you to might end up failing. Easy way to check, if it is highlighted, and if it isn't, put in the key. Now you can put anything in this last bit right here, but I think the most rare thing that people can put in there, it isn't anything that is like too rare. You can't put in reskins, you can't put in different stuff. I think the best thing that you can put in there right now is probably a sled, a fighter jet, or a tank, because you can't put in a bean thing or anything like that. Can you put in a compass? Wait, yeah, you can. But yeah. So that is it for the end of today's video. I will hopefully, fingers crossed, can't like cross fingers in the game, fingers crossed, that I will be posting weekly, maybe monthly. I'm trying to do monthly, but nobody of you guys give me ideas in the comments section. None of you guys even watch my videos. But, yeah. We are just going to be trying something to get over here. No, guys, I just got the neon blue key. Previous best was neon red. It didn't give me. So let's see. Can we get up here? No, we can't. I'm just gonna do 2 times just that. Trying to get over here. Now I fail. Now I fail. That's what I meant. Sad. So far, the best I've gotten is right here. You can, like, paint it a color that... Let's say that the best we paint neon white. We can do it as a block. Very simple. You can see who can get it to the end. So, very simple. I hope you guys liked my tutorial, and you guys can change that any way you want. You can change that any way you want. You can change that any way you want. You can change that any way you want. There is no bad thing to making tutorials, because you can change them whenever and however we want. But for now, thank you all, and good night. Unknown Power out.